introduce Anthropy. She's our featured guest. We flew her through LGBT generous donation. I love microphones. Who doesn't? We got to fly her and her partner out, and she has a brand new book called Star Wench. It's a choose your own death adventure. It's incredible, and there's a bunch of different artists who did illustrations for it.
12 artists, actually.
12 different artists, and they're all great. And some of them are here.
And not all of them are paid.
Oh no, I know how that goes. Yeah?
This works.
How's the sound? Great? That's great. All right, I love it. Hi, I'm unprepared.
Hey, Olivia.
Hi, Anna. It's so nice to have you here, and
Yeah,
it's
nice
just
to be here.
incredible that you were able to come here and we're able to get you out.
It's really cool. I used to go to this school.
Yeah, did you guys know that Anna went to purchase?
I dropped out.
Dropped out.
I dropped out like 10 years ago, and it's like now they're bringing me back and giving me money, which is really interesting. But probably not as much money as I made from them.
You know, we need, it's great that you were telling me about the student woman. The student when you were here.
Yeah, when I dropped out, they had just gotten a hold of the space, and it was basically like an empty brown building. I mean, this room, people still use it. Like I think it was still even called the Whitson's. I think it was the Whitson's Memorial something. I don't know.
Yeah, Whitson's Memorial Hall.
But like coming here and seeing everything like covered in like beautiful art is like really amazing. It's like surreal.
Yeah, I know you were nervous about coming to purchase. Like, I understand that it's hard. Like, I didn't feel that in place here for a while, and I think there's some really good organizations here and stuff going on, and sometimes it's hard to find, but like it's really good we have this space, and like we just lost one of our spaces on campus which was like similar to this, which was called the Co-op, and
the co-op's gone?
The co-op's gone, but it's in the back.
It's still
it's in the back of the Stude now.
I used to volunteer at the co-op when I was here.
Yeah, did that feel like it's like a good space?
It was in the middle of the dining hall.
Yeah. It was there for
most. It was a really amazing space.
It was a really amazing space, and like what I liked about it is that it was like a stage separate from the Stude, and so like more chill stuff could go there. But what's really great now is that WPSR actually stole the stage from the broken down co-op, like the shut down co-op.
Oh yeah.
So now WPSR has a stage to like kind of like replace the co-op. That's the radio station.
Oh.
So like now in the radio station we actually like tore down an entire wall, and like there's all this space like to do like more like weirder acts, like not separate from the Stude, which is good because I think students should just have spaces like this to just be able to do what they think they need for the student body. And I think Purchase has a really good setup in place now where there's so much money allocated to the different clubs and organizations, and we also pay like
mandatory student activity.
Yeah, but and that was a thing back when we were here, because it's definitely a huge thing now, and I don't know, like there's a lot more clubs and organizations now.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think I was telling you about.
Yeah, I was asking about PSAC, which doesn't seem to be around anymore.
I mean, I think it's another thing now.
Yeah, that's
I don't know much about it.
Wait, what was it called?
It was PSAC, Purchase Student Activist Collective.
Oh, that might be Push now.
Yeah,
That's what Olivia
I
said.
think it's Push.
Push, or there's the Nyberg chapter.
It wasn't Knife.
Yeah, there's a Nyberg chapter and Push is still like separate. Nyberg is not affiliated, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, Nyberg National or whatever. Sorry, this is about Purchase. Let's talk about Star Wench. If we get, I think it'd be cool if we had some visuals to show you guys once it gets set up. But yeah,
It was on.
yeah, it's probably on standby.
And you might have to turn off the lights.
Whatever works, you know. This is the most makeshift event. It's
I can hold
student
up,
run.
I can find pictures and like,
Yeah,
like,
let's
hold
just
it up.
hold things up. You can pass it around. What do you guys? You have like.
I'd be comfortable passing it. Someone want to grab it?
It's a like what made you want to do like a book? I know you do a lot of video games, and actually in our library, in our student library, we have a copy of Anna's book, Rise of the Video Game Zinesters. Do you want to talk about what led to Rise of the Video Game Zinesters and like just like the main like sort of manifesto message of it?
Yeah, I guess so. So, a few years ago, I guess like 5 years ago or so, I published this article on The Escapist, which is an online magazine about video games that's actually kind of bad. I wouldn't recommend writing for them ever if you like getting paid. But I wrote this article called Rise of the Video Game Zinesters, which is about how for like the first time after sort of, you know, video games have had this really big technical skill barrier for a long time, and there's a lot of privilege tied up in that skill barrier because people who go to tech schools and like who aren't filtered out of tech schools and acquiring the education to make video games are, I mean, those schools are gatekept in a really sexist way because the culture of technology is really sexist. But so this article is about how for the first time there are tools that are widely available and free, and sort of the infrastructure to make games, to upload games. And so that's sort of bringing in lots of outsiders who aren't working through the big video game publishers, the corporate structure. So video game creation is getting decentralized. And in this article, I sort of compare these tools to sort of like a printing press. Now it's more like the church's authority as the only publishers of the Bible, has been sort of dethroned and decentralized.
That's a really interesting.
That's way more interesting.
I like using printing press example. It reminds me of the Robert Blackburn like center for printing. It was like it's a really famous like printing center in New York that like was started for minorities.
Yeah.
And like it makes a lot of sense to me to translate game making into zine making, and yeah, I think we could maybe talk about that a little more. Why do people get like so hung up on like video games can't be like this like DIY thing that can just be passed around
It's like we have this I think we have this strong cultural image of as the games industry has become more Hollywoodized, it's become like a bigger marketing thing. We have this idea of what video games are, and they're these Hollywood blockbusters that are about white guys running around and shooting people in the head. And so I mean the idea behind Rise of the Video Game Zinesters is this idea of like a zine library of games that like people could be self-publishing these small little games that were actually really personal and meaningful, and not have to look like Hollywood blockbusters about white guys shooting things in the head.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of taken off in a big way, like especially in there's this tool that I talked about in the back of the book called Twine, which is is free and doesn't involve programming really. Like it's like sort of like if you can write, you can sort of work with this tool. And so in the past like year or so, there's been like an amazing variety of people sort of self-publishing these little games that are really personal.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Dysphoria?
I did.
I have a slideshow on this stuff.
No. Let's pull up Dysphoria. Do you want to talk about it or no?
I talk about it so much. I didn't really want to.
Oh, we don't have to. We can tell us.
I make other video games.
Let's talk about other video games. That's just the Twine personal one that comes into my head.
That game's not actually a Twine game, but I do have. But I do have Twine. If you want to go to my website, Anthropy, yeah, click on that. And then click on more games. And then click on.
Look at all these games. You guys are getting all these games.
Keep scrolling down. Savagery is pretty good. Scroll back up. Scroll, oh, yeah. Click on that one all the way on the right. Play online. Okay. This is okay, scroll down a little more. Scroll a little more.
Let me make this.
Full screen. That's a good idea. Is it F11, perhaps?
What are we on?
Yeah, click on the pink words at the bottom. I'm almost done, I promise. Click on Shall I Tell You to Go, and then click on... Okay, so this is a fun game, and it's text with links. It's sort of actually a lot like Choose Your Own Adventure book, which is really exciting because that's sort of the first way that I really encountered hypertext and interactive stories. So if you can write, you can sort of use this tool Twine to make what is essentially a really basic branching story. And so, there's text and you can have links and the player can click on things and explore more of the story. So games like Twine, games like this have really, taken off in the last year. So there are a lot of really amazing games that there's a game that a guy made as a memorial for his brother who had died, and it was filled with photos of him and his brother and all these really personal things from their lives.
Yeah.